The National Crime Victim Law Institute has a mission of protecting and advancing victims' rights throughout the justice system.
I was relying that the system would protect me as the victim, and I quickly found out that that wasn't true.
We received a telephone call from the prosecutor. It was actually a wonderful moment where a prosecutor said, "We have a survivor who needs assistance. Can you guys help?"
I felt like I was the one who was being accused, and I went from being abused and assaulted to this reversal of roles where I'm the victim, but now I'm being treated like I did something wrong.
The case was asking her not about the incident, not about the crime, but about her life 10 years prior. And we immediately were like, this is outrageous.
It was very traumatic for me to have to think that the person who victimized me and injured me would now know everything about my personal health.
So we immediately then said, okay, we need to get you a lawyer in the mix. We will reach out and get a pro bono lawyer. So we reached out to the Oregon and the Portland community and said, who will step up and help a survivor whose constitutional rights are being violated? And Perkins Coie stepped up, and Christina Holmes stepped up.
The crime happened to you. You were assaulted, you've been harassed, and then you have to give over 10 years of your medical history, and you have to identify all of your healthcare practitioners for the past 10 years. I think what struck me at first was that basically the judge was not abiding by fairly clear Oregon law and the Oregon Constitution. And so I asked, sent around an email to the associates to see if anybody would be interested in working on this. It was a great opportunity to work on a civil rights issue and also potentially get some time in oral argument. Wilson volunteered, and I connected him with Meg, and basically from that point on, Wilson sort of ran with it.
I mean, here's the thing, is we don't just hand it and then walk away. Wilson called us pretty regularly and emailed with us at every step of the case. He'd say, what do you think about this? How do you think I should proceed? Will you read my brief for me? And so a minimum of 2 lawyers are assigned to every pro bono attorney, so that whenever a pro bono attorney has a question, there is always someone who will answer that question for them.
The court just wasn't listening until I feel like with the Law Institute coming in and Perkins Coie coming in, they got a little slap of reality.
When you hear a victim speak like a survivor, you know you did your job. And you go home at the end of the day and you're like, being a lawyer is a good thing.
I think there's more than one reason that the firm supports pro bono. I think one very strong reason is that the firm feels like it wants to give back to the community. And I think many attorneys feel like it's their professional responsibility to give back.
If every lawyer took 1 case a year on behalf of a crime victim, the education would increase, the court system would be more responsive, and instead of being surrounded by walking wounded, we'd be surrounded by survivors. And so really the fundamental piece for pro bono lawyers is raise your hand and step up, and then we'll be there with you while you do it.